Welcome to Storytime with Herbal Roots zine. I'm Kristine Brown, and today I'm going to read to you from issue number 5 of Herbal Roots zine, Playing with Plantain. Have you ever heard of plantain? Not to be confused with the fruit that is similar to bananas, plantain is a green plant that grows just about everywhere. There are many species of plantain, including Plantago rugeli and Plantago lanceolata, and many people even use plantain without realizing it. A common laxative supplement called Metamucil is made from the seed husks of several species of plantain. Plantain is an amazing plant that many call a weed. It's easy to find and harvest and can be used for so many things. Known as nature's Band-Aid, plantain leaves can be chewed and applied as a spit poultice to bee stings, mosquito bites, cuts, scrapes, splinters, and more. It has a drawing power to pull out the venom or splinter, as well as a blood clotting action to help stop bleeding. When made into a tea, plantain is great for the digestive system. I already mentioned that the seed's husks can help with constipation. The leaf can also help with different digestive issues such as leaky gut and irritable bowel when combined with dietary and lifestyle changes. Plantain can also help with sinus issues and coughs and conjunctivitis. And that's just a few of many things that plantain can be used for. Today's story is A Simple Gift, A Peasant's Tale. Once upon a time, in the Middle Ages, there lived many peasants in England. Their lives were simple. They spent their days in the service of the king, working the fields, tending the crops. There was not a lot of wealth in their lives, but because they worked so much and ate so simply, they did not have a lot of ailments. However, work in the fields was not easy. Blisters, calluses, cuts, scratches, and bee stings were common to the peasants. Because they were poor, they didn't have many opportunities to see the village doctor. Many of the peasants turned to the plants that grew around them for healing. The peasants had healers among them who would try out plants and record the benefits of them. While they had many plants at their disposal, they had yet to find a magic herb to help staunch bleeding or reduce swelling from bee stings. In these matters, the healers were stumped. One day, an elder woman walked into the village. She was plainly dressed, used a staff to assist her when walking, and carried only a small pack on her back. She crept up to the well and sat down to rest. Some of the village women came up to her and offered her a cup of the cool water. Gratefully, she accepted and drank up. She smiled at her hostesses and thanked them for their generosity. The women offered her shelter for the evening and a meal to fill her stomach after her long journey. The woman was touched by their generosity. She spoke to them in detail about their lives. She learned about their joys and sorrows. She learned that they lacked a good cure for bee stings and wound staunching. The next morning, as she readied herself to continue her journey, she pulled a small pouch from her pack. She pressed it into her hostess's hands, saying, "Planting the seeds within will solve your troubles. Create a planting patch to sow them in." With that, she shuffled from the village, continuing her journey. The women of the village finished their morning tasks and then hurried to sow the seeds their guest had given them. They created a planting patch as the woman had instructed. Daily, they tended the patch as they watched the seeds sprout and grow. Soon their planting patch was full and vibrant and green. Not long afterwards, a peasant from the fields came home with a large gash from a scythe accident. One of the village women rushed to the plantain patch and grabbed some leaves. She instinctively put them in her mouth, chewed them up, and spit the leaves on the open wound. The villagers watched in amazement as the wound stopped bleeding. Everyone murmured, "Plantain patch, plantain patch." As the murmur spread among the peasants, the words changed to plantain patch, and soon everyone was calling the gifted herb plantain. No one ever forgot the mysterious visitor who gave the gift of healing in return for a night's hospitality. Over time, they learned the great aspects of the herb they were given and blessed the woman who bestowed such a generous gift upon them. Plantain became forevermore the herb they used to treat their wounds, bee stings, and other skin ailments. If you would like to learn more about plantain, you can find the Plantain ebook in my shop. I'll put a link in the description. It's also a part of my year-long course, New to Herbs, which features 13 herbs over the course of a year. It's a fun way to learn about the medicinal uses of herbs. Thanks for visiting Herbal Roots zine for Storytime, and I'll see you next time.